1 minute. So yes, as I was saying, people like a friends. I also make friends online on this tasks. Yeah. Anyways, so as I was saying, a new structure today for every day basically after some correction from some friends on YouTube, on Twitch. The yes, as I said before, this is why this live stream for me is necessary. It's like people come here, we talk, they correct me if I make mistake. I also saw some Japanese people, some Japanese friends, and it's beautiful. It's amazing this live stream for me. It also keeps me motivated. I'm going to keep doing this every day until I speak Japanese. So yeah, it's a beautiful thing. And also hopefully we find some people who are at the same position as me, and maybe why not we make a group and learning together. The most beautiful thing is when we make a group of people who have the same likes, same likings, and we can learn together. It's a beautiful thing. So what we are going to do from now on, and it could change. It could change in the future. It's not it's not forever. But what I think for now is the best thing we do is we do two Ankis, the Kaishi and Tango, 1, 2. After the Kaishi, after the Anki, I found this YouTube playlist which I think is good. This playlist basically teaches us from zero Japanese from zero until good, till immediate, until you become intermediate. And basically from here we're going to improve our vocabulary and also grammar. Like from what I see here, that we can learn as well grammar as well. So it's basically 5 books. So I think it's going to be good, this playlist. And also I like this guy. I think he's going to to make good lessons. And after this playlist, I found a nice website that's going to teach us kanji using visual images, which for me it's the best is the best method to learn kanji and to learn Japanese or Chinese. It's going to teach us 1100 or yeah, 1100 kanjis plus 7,000 vocabulary that are related to those kanjis. So yeah, I think for me this is the best way to learn kanji, with visual, with images. Yeah, we're going to
You
see
will
this.
have a preview of 10 kanji grouped in common shape subgroups.
We're going to see this later. It's going to be great. And lastly, maybe we're going to read one chapter from here, from this transcript. Maybe, we'll see. Maybe we don't need a chapter, maybe later. But I think one chapter is enough. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. So we start with a little bit of music. Okay. We're going to leave this here so you can remember while doing some Anki. Doesn't get bigger. That's alright. Going to do some Anki, 2 Ankis, and we'll see. Okay, so let's start. Iru. I think I know what Iru means.
いる。兄がいます。
Iru have exist. Have an older brother. Older brother, Ani, ga, imasu. I basically. We change. This is a ichidan verb. We replaced the ru with imais, apparently, or with ma. Ani ga, older brother, I have. Okay, good. Iru. Aru. Pen ga, I have a pen.
ある。
ペンがある。
Pen ga aru. Inanimate. Wait, animate and inanimate, what does it mean? Animate verb. I don't know, verbs. Maybe it's for aru it's for the objects, inanimate, and iru, it's for the people, inanimated things, aru, and animated things for for uh, for the people. So here pen ga aru, I have a pen. The aru did not change. Amari, amari,
あまり。スポーツはあまり好きじゃありません。
sports wa. I don't really like sports. Sports wa.
あまり。
Amari, not very, not much. I don't really. Amari, really. Sports.
スポーツはあまり好きじゃありません。
Sports wa. Amari. Suki. Suki.
スポーツはあまり好きじゃありません。
Amari suki. Suki ja arimasu. Arimasu. Amari. Arimasu. Arimasen.
彼は今、勉強しています。
Ima. Now. Ima. Karewa. Karewa. He. Karewa means he. Karewa. Karewa. He. Benkyou.
彼は今、勉強しています。
勉強しています。勉強しています。彼は
今、勉強しています。
He now studying is. Okay. A gate with day. What does it mean? Two gates with one sun, one day. Period of time. Hour. Could mean hour. This one is a temple. Temple with a moon. No, it's not a moon. Temple with a day as well. So it means time. It's time. It has to be time. Temple in a day is time. Time and a period of time. So, let's see.
時間。今は時間がありません。
時間 That's day and temple. And that's 2 gates and day. I don't have time now. Ima. Now. Ima wa.
今は時間がありません。
今は時間がありません。時間がありません。Some, I think, ありません is the negative. We'll look into it when we reach somewhere here. Because I saw it, I remember. Adjective negative. Making E adjective negative. Okay, so there is no E here. We'll see later. Ima wa 時間がありません。今は時間がありません。今。Let's write the 今 so that we can remember it. 今。It's easy. 今 means now. And this one, 時間 is easy. Remember, time with temple, 2 gates with day. Day with temple, which means time, hour. Okay. 時間 easy. What is this?
ない。
今はあまり時間がないのです。
I don't have much time now. Not to be. So
ない。
ない. So this is one is na. ない. ない is I don't. Don't. ない. ないのです. ないのです. What was the previous sentence?
今はあまり時間がないのです。
今はあまり
今はあまり時間がないのです。
今はあまり Wait, that's ma or me? That's ma. あまり時間 time 時間がないのです。So ないのない it's not to be. Don't. Now あまり時間あまり時間が I think あまり means much. Now much time. Now 今あまり時間 much time ないのです I don't have. No, maybe あまり is have. ないのです Let's see. iru, iru,
いる、
兄がいます。
have, iru, have.
兄がいます。
Ani ga imasu. Older brother, I have. Ani ga imasu. Ani ga imasu. Kono, kono,
この、
山田さんの本はどれですか？
kono,
この本ですか？
kono hon desu ka? Kono means this one. Wait, so sone means that. No, sore means that. Ore means that over there. And kore means this. And kono means this one. Okay. This one. Yamada. Yamada. Yamada-san. Yamada-san no. So the no indicates the possess ownership. The S. Yamada-san's. Yamada-san's. Hon, book. Tree, cut to become a book. This indicates the cut of the tree. So hon, book. Hon wa dore desu ka? Dore desu ka? And the ka indicates a question. When the ka is added at the end of a sentence, it's a question. It's probably a question. Dore desu ka? Dore desu ka? Dore, it's which. Dore, have it here. Dore, which. So Yamada-san no
山田さんの本はどれですか？この本ですか？
山田さんの本はどれですか？山田さんの本はどれですか？山田さんの本は book どれ which ですか is and ka is the question. この this one, is it this one, your book? This one? この本ですか? This one, this kono, this one, hon, your book, desu ka? This one book is something like this. Is. So, amari. Let's see the
あ
amari.
まり、
スポーツはあまり好きじゃありません。
Amari. Not very. Not much. Okay, so amari is not much. sports wa amari really not really basically amari suki sukiji
スポーツはあまり好きじゃありません。
amari suki ja arimasen amari suki ja arimasen masen aru aru
ある。ペンがある。
pen ga aru iru for people aru for inanimate for pen aru pen ga aru aru pen pen ga aru there is a pen why not have a pen that means I wrote it down. Now that means now and it's ima ima
今、彼は今、勉強しています。
彼は今勉強しています。彼は he is studying now. Is その is this one. This one. No. No, 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 no. Kono is this one. Sono, we don't know yet.
その
その本ですか？
Sono, that one. Ah, wait. Now it makes sense. Sono. That one. So we have kore. We have kore. And we have kono. So kore means this. Kono means this one. And we have sone and sono. No, we have sore and sono. So we have kore, sore, and we have kono and sono. Kore. Kore means this. Sono means this one. And we have sore and sono. Sore means that. And sono means that one. So we have kore means this and sore means that. We have kono means this one and sono kono means this one and sono means that one. Okay. And also we have are means that over there. I don't know if I have similar for this one over here. This over here. Maybe. But so far we have kore and sore and we have kono and sono. Okay. Now it's more clear. So sono hon desu ka? Desu ka is for question, we said before. Is that? Is it that your book? Okay, easy. This means time. Day plus temple. Time, gates, 2 gates, and 1 day means hour or period of time. So it basically means time or hour.
時間。今は時間がありません。
時間。今は now. 時間 time. I don't have. Okay. Arima means have. Basically arima means not really, not much. But it is not translated here. Arimasu. Thank you for the follow. Ano. There it is, Ano. Hello. Hello, Kothun. Kothun, is that it? I'll follow you back. Hello. Ano. So we have Ano. Ano means this one over here. Hello, Kothum. So we have Aso, which means that over there, and we have now Ano, as I expected.
あの本ですか?
That one there. That one there. So we have Ano and we have Aso. Ano. Ano. That. Okay, no problem. Thank you for the follow, by the way. That one over there. That one over there. So we have, as we said before, we have kore for this, we have sore for that, we have kono for this one, we have sono for that one, and also we have two more, are for that one over there, and we have ano for that one over there as well. It's the same. Maybe it's the same translation, but a cat just entered the house. Ano hon desu ka? That book over there. So basically ano and are are the same. That over there and that one over there. We just add the one. This means nai, but I forgot what it means. Nai. That's na.
ない。
今はあまり時間がないのです。
Nai, not to be. So don't have much time now. Now, this one is time, jikan. And don't. I don't have much time. Okay, easy. Oh, we have donno as well. What does it mean?
どの本ですか?
Donno. Okay, so dore means which. Donno, dore means which. Donno means which one. Donno means which one. Which book is it? Donno hon desu ka? Donno hon desu ka? Which book is it? Okay, there's not much to say. Just dore is which, donno is which one. That's I, to see, with ru. So it's a verb. I think when we add ru, it means it's a verb.
見る。兄は毎日テレビを見ます。
Iru. see, look at. Iru. Miru, sorry. Miru. It's to see because this is one is an eye, and these are legs, human legs. So the legs support the eye to see. Look at. So my older brother Aniwa, Mainichi every day. Mainichi every day. This character is... It's not kana, is it? It's not kana. It's kana. It's te. Te. Telephone pole. Te. Looks like telephone pole. Okay. So Ani wa mainichi tere byo. Terebyo TV. Terebyo TV.
兄は毎日テレビを見ます。
Mimas watches TV every day. Okay, easy. Kono we said is this one. Yeah, this one. Kono means this one, and kore means that means this. Kono this one, kore this one.
この
山田さんの本はどれですか？この本ですか？
Kono means this one. Kore means this only, without the one. So yeah, Yamada-san no. The no indicates the S, the ownership. So Yamada-san no. Yamada-san's book. Hon book. Hon wa. Dore desu ka? Desu ka is the question, as we said. And dore, which? Dore, which? As we said before, dore means which, donno means which one. So Yamada-san's no. Yamada-san's hon book. Dore, which? Desu ka? Question. Is this your book? Konno hon desu ka? Okay, easy. I don't remember this one.
全然テレビを全然見ません。
Zenzen. Never or not at all. Zenzen. Television. Television. Zenzen. Mima. Means to see. Mimasen. Zenzen mimasen.
テレビを全然見ません。
Television zenzen mimasen. Never watch. Mimasen.
テレビを全然見ません。
Television zenzen mimasen. So zenzen. Okay, Zenzen. Zenzen, Zenzen. Zen. Not at all or never. Terebi o zenzen mimasen. Never watched television. Sonno means that one over there. No, sonno means that one.
その
その本ですか
Sono hon desu ka? Is that one your book? In the translation they should have put that one. Is that one your book? I don't know.
面白い。この本は全然面白くなかった。
Omoshiroi. Omoshiroi. Interesting, amusing. Konno. This one. This one, book. This book. Konno hon wa zenzen at all omoshiroi. Interesting. Zenzen omoshiroi. Zenzen omoshiroi. Kunaka.
この本は全然面白くなかった。
Kunakatta. When you put the chisaitsu, the T prolonged gets prolonged. So, kunakatta. Not kunakata. So, omoshiroi. Omoshiroi. Ore. Are. Omoshiroi, interesting, amusing. Okay, easy. Omoshiroi. Ano. We said that ano, that are means that over there. So ano is that one over
あ
there.
の、あの本ですか？
That one there. Okay, ano. Ano hon desu ka? Ano hon desu ka? That over there. Ano hon desu ka? That one book over there. Dono. Dono. Dore means which, so dono means which one.
どの、
どの本ですか？
Dono hon desu ka? Which book is this? Which one book is this? Suru. Suru. Suru means
する。
彼はテニスをします。
Suru do make. He plays tennis. He does play tennis. Kare wa kare. Kare wa means he. Kare wa. Tenisu. Tenisu yo.
彼はテニスをします。
Tenisu yo shimasu. Tenisu yo shimasu. So basically suru is this one. Shimasu. We replaced the ru from the su, but when we added them before the su, that's weird. So he, tennis, does play. Okay. Suru. Naru. Naru.
なる。
日本語の勉強が好きになりました。
日本語の勉強が好きのなります。なりました。So now become, result, come, to do. I have come to like Japanese. 日本語の勉強が好き like 好き like ni ni is the ni. When we add the ni, it's the target of the sentence. So like is the target of this sentence. No is to Japanese. Japanese is the no indicates the ownership. So Nihongo alone is Japan. Japanese language, Japan language. Nihongo no something like that. Japanese. Japanese's study. The ownership. Benkyou ga, the ga is the doer. Benkyou study. Benkyou ga is the I study, I do. A does be. This is a sentence of an A does be. And when we add the ga, means that the study is the A. I study. I study. No, I'm definitely not saying it right. Suki, like me, the target. And naru, nari, mashita, narimashita. Come to like Japanese. I messed it up here, I don't know. To see. Miru, to see.
見る、
兄は毎日テレビを見ます。
Is it low? Hello? Maybe it's far away. Anyway, this mic is not a very good mic. One day I'll have to buy a better mic. Maybe because a little bit far away. Miru, to see. Far away, okay. Thank you for the comment. Now I can notice. Miru, see, look at. So Ani, my older brother, every day, then Mainichi. Mainichi. Terebi o TV, mimasu. Watch. Okay, easy. I don't know this one.
先生、私は日本語の先生になりたいです。
Sensei. Okay. Let's write it down. Sensei. Don't even need to translate it. To become Japanese. Okay, so sensei is teacher. Kudachi.
ください。
コーヒーをください。
Sai, not chi. Sai. Kudasai. Please. Kudasai, please. Okay. コーヒーをください。ください。全然。Not at all. 全然。
全然、
テレビを全然見ません。
テレビを全然見ません。Okay, easy. No, forgot.
名前、あなたの名前を教えてください。
名前。Cat entered the house. 名前の。No. あなた。あなた means you. Your. あなた means you. We added the no, so it became your name. あなたの名前。Your name. あなたの名前よ。
あなたの名前を教えてください。
あなたの名前よ。Your name. This one is お塩。塩とください。ください please. ください please. お塩。教えと。What does it mean 教えと Tell me. 教えと tell. Okay. So 名前。 It's better when you write the character not to write it in English next to it. You just write the kanji and the pronunciation. And you remember the translation in your head. You try to remember. If you don't remember, that's okay. But at least you remember the character. Namae. I find it works for me in every language. In Spanish, in German, and now Japanese. Namae. Eru. Wait, Eru means tell. We saw it just now. Anatta no, anatta you, no you are, anatta no. So the no indicates the ownership or something. Namae, namae yo, your name. I forgot how it's read, but it's tell kudasai.
教える。あなたの名前を教えてください。
Oshieru, oshieru. Teach, tell, oshieru. Oshieru, tell, teach. That's a difficult character. Basically, this one is soil, earth, and this one is child, and this one is woman. A lot of characters. I'm going to remember this character for being the most complicated one. Oshieru, to teach. I think it consists of a woman, a child. This is definitely a child. And this is soil, earth. I'm not sure, and I'm not sure this was a woman. Soil, earth, woman, and child. And this one I don't know. So it's teach and tell. Oshieru. O. Oshieru. I think I know it. Omoshiroi. Interesting, amusing.
面白い。この本は全然面白くなかった。
Wasn't interesting at all. Omoshiroi. くなかった。面白くなかった。Okay. する。する means do have
する。
彼はテニスをします。
do make する do make he plays tennis he does play tennis 彼は he テニスよ
彼はテニスをします。
テニスをします somehow the suru became shimas but I don't know how naru means to do have
なる。
日本語の勉強が好きになりました。
become result in come to I've come to like Japanese 日本語の勉強が好きになりました好きになりました
日本語の勉強が好きになりました。
好きになりました日本語の勉強ます好きになりましたここクリミンカカオ
ここに本があります。
here ここ here ここ there's a book here ここ here book があります there's a book here先生
私は日本語の先生になりたいです。
先生私は I want 日本語の teacher 日本語の先生 So I think when you add the no it connects its own it indicates ownership and it connects with the sensei 日本語の先生 Japanese teacher ni indicates the target なりたいです
私は日本語の先生になりたいです。
になりたいですください please
ください。
コーヒーをください。
コーヒーをくださいtell 名前 name 名前
あなたの名前を教えてください。
あなたの名前を教えろください Please tell me your name This one is 教えろ Teach, tell 教えろ
教える。あなたの名前を教えてください。
教える not ろ教える Teach, tell ここ here
ここに本があります。
ここに本があります There's a book here ここに本があります Congratulations Easy 単語に5 So we did the kaishi now. Kaishi is done. Now we do the tango, then we do playlist, then we do visual kanji. And in the end, do some grammar. It's easy. My girlfriend and I just started learning a couple days ago, and it's awesome to see someone streaming their journey. Thank you very much. That's basically that's why I'm doing this streaming. It's because I also find another people yesterday, the day before, who helped me saw my stream, and they supported me and gave me some advice and gave me some structure to build, because at some point I was confused on how to go forward. And also I can find some people who are at the same place like you, and maybe we can learn together. I think it's a very nice thing. So this one means karewa. No. Ani des. I think it's karewa. No, it's not karewa. But means she. No, means no, it's watashi. Watashi wa ani desu.
私はアンです。
私はアンです。私はアンです。Okay, easy. 私はスミスンです。スミス、スミス、スミス。
私はスミスです。
easy. トムさん、トムですか？トムさんですか？ Are you Tom さん？はい、yes。
トムさんですか？
はい。
easy。彼は No. It's karewa with woman kanji, with woman character. So it has to be she. Ara. No, but is it ra? No, it's ra. Karewa rara. Chi. Rara chi. Rara cha. Rara chan desu. Rara chan desu. Rara means Lala or something like that. So let's see what this means. She.
彼女はララちゃんです。
彼女は So 彼は means he. 彼女は means she. Okay, easy. 彼女は So basically in the kanji, when you add only this one, becomes karewa for he. But we added the woman kanji, so became she. Interesting. So it's kanojo. 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 Rara. Chan. Chan for the ladies. And san for the man. That means... don't know what that means. Let's see.
あなたはトムさんですか？
Anata. Anata means you. Ka means a question. So are you? Anata wa. Oh. So the below part of this kanji is selfish, shellfish. So anata. Anata wa Tomu-san desu ka? 彼はトムさんです。That's 彼は without the woman character. 彼は
彼はトムさんです。
彼はトムさんです。彼はトムさんです。彼 Kanojo. Kanojo. Kanojo wa. Hien. San desu. Wait, why is it san desu? Why is it not chan?
彼女はヒエンさんです。
She's Hien-san. She, female novel. Kanocho. Kanocho wa Hien. She's Hien-san. So there is no difference between san and chan. Oh, I know this character. No, I don't know. Sen. Namae. O namae wa. O namae wa. What's your name? Tomu desu.
お名前は
トムです。
お名前はトムです。Okay. That's a mountain in the window. Oh. Forgot.
山田さんですか？
はい。
It's a name. 山田さんですか？はい。Okay. 山田さんですか？そうです。
山田さんですか？
ええ、そうです。
そうです。山田さんですか？いいえ、no。
山田さんですか？
Okay, good. 山田さんですか？はい。そうです。
山田さんです。
山田さんですか？いいえ、no。What is this? I think I know this one. It's a ship. No, it's not a ship. It's a movement particle. Or movement radical. Which... But... The character... It's a movement particle with a temple on it. Looks like a ship with a temple on it. But I don't know what is it. What it is.
山田さんですか？
いいえ、違います。田中です。
Tanaka. No, what is this one? Chie.
山田さんですか？
いいえ、違います。田中です。
No, that's not correct. Chiga.
山田さんですか？
いいえ、違います。田中です。
Chigai des. No, that's not correct. Chigai des. Chigai des. Chigai des. Okay. So a ship, a temple on a ship is chiga. It's not. That's not correct. Chigai des. Is des. Chigai, not correct. Chigai, temple on a ship. Watashi wa an desu. Okay, easy. Watashi wa sumisu desu. Easy.
私はスミスです。
So des is means is. Tomu san desu ka? Easy.
トムさんですか？
はい、easy. がは not ka. O. Oha. Ohayo.
おはよう。
Ohayo. Good morning. Okay. Ohayo. Ohayon go. Zaimasu. Ohayon gozaimasu. Ohayon gozaimasu.
おはようございます。
Good morning. Ohayo. So, Ohayo is good morning. Informal. Ohayon gozaimasu. Good morning formal. Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa.
こんにちは。
Konnichiwa.
こんにちは。
Okay, easy. Konbanha. Konbanha.
こんばんは。
Konban.
こんばんは。
Konbanwa. 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 Good evening. Konbanwa. Kannojo. 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 Rara. Rara chan. Rara chan desu. San. Dara. Nara. Sayonara. Sayonara. Sayonara.
さようなら。
Sayonara. Jamata.
じゃ、また。
Mata. See you later. Oh. Person resting on a tree. Person resting on a tree. Why did I forget this one? Asu. Asu. Oasu. Oyasu. Or OQ. Oyasu. Oyasumi na. Oyasumi nasai.
おやすみなさい。
おやすみなさい。
Oyasumi nasai. Oyasumi nasai. Easy. You, anata. Anata. Anata do. Anata domu. Anata domu-san. Desu ka? Anata domu. Are you Tomu-san desu ka?
あなたはトムさんですか？
Anata wa Tomu-san desu ka? 彼はトムさんですか？
彼。
イストムさん。彼女はヒェンさんですの。ヒェンさんです。
彼女はヒエンさんです。
She is ヒェンさん。ヒェンさんです。Easy。山田さんですか？はい、Easy。
山
田さんですか？いえ、Easy。
山田さんですか？
山田さんですか？
いいえ。
No。おー。先生の。おー。名前。 お名前。どうもですか。
お名前は？
トムです。
お名前は？ What's your name? 山田そうです。
山田さんですか？
はい。
山田さんですか？はい。
山田さんで。
山田さんですか？ Not correct. かいま。かい。Forgot the pronunciation.
山田さんですか？
いいえ、違います。田中です。
違います。違います。おはよう。こんにちは。
こんに。
おはこんばんは。
こんばんは。
おはよう。ございます。
おはようございます。
ちまちょなら
さようなら。
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 さようなら。おやすみなさい。おやすみなさい。
おやすみなさい。
おやすみなさい。
おやすみなさい。じゃあまた。
じゃあまた。
じゃあまた。Easy. Second one. Finish. Now watch this one.
Japanese from Zero. This is designed to be the very first video that you ever watch on the channel or on yesjapan.com or japanesefromzero.com or wherever .com you're on where we have our lessons hosted. You might not even be on the online site. You might just be watching this on YouTube. Hello and welcome to Japanese from Zero. This is designed to be the very first video that you ever watch on the channel or on yesjapan.com or japanesefromzero.com or wherever .com you're on where we have our lessons hosted. You might not even be on the online site. You might just be watching this on YouTube and you might have purchased the books. But this is what I would like to do to introduce you to day one of your learning Japanese. My name is George Trombley. I am the author of the Japanese from Zero books. I co-wrote them with my wife many, many years ago, and we've updated them over the years, and we continually build out the website, which you might be on right now. These are the books that you'll see in the back. Let's get started. First, I want to say, welcome. Japanese is going to be fun for you. Even if you're forced to be learning this class, even if you're taking Japanese because you're in a homeschool and your mom forced you to do it, or you're in a school in Europe or Canada or somewhere, or Australia where they're forcing you to learn it, you're still going to really have a lot of fun with Japanese. It's one of the greatest languages to learn because of anime and because of manga. That's not manga, by the way. It's not manga or anime. It's anime and manga. Let's look at what's going to happen when you start learning Japanese. It's a new world. It really is a new world. And even if you have been to Japan before, it's completely different when you speak Japanese. And by the way, this says, Atarashii seikai ga hirogaru. You don't have to remember that, but if you're really cool, you might. And what that means is a new world spreads out in front of you. Okay? The world spreads out, okay? Now, when you learn a new language, any language, this is true, but we're only talking about Japanese today. There are over 10,000 things to learn, okay? And that's not meant to scare you. That's just meant to, let you know, hey, there's a lot you're going to have to learn. So you know what? The order doesn't really matter. If you learn some weird advanced stuff tomorrow, and then you learn how to say it's a dog today, it's okay. It's not a problem because you need to know them anyway, okay? I'm not a fan of, learning every word on earth possible because that's kind of a waste of time. Only learn the things that you need initially, and as you get better, you can get into some programs that will teach you a whole bunch of words at once. It doesn't matter though, because as long as you remember it and it's something that you use, why not learn it, okay? And by the way, that says, narau koto wa 1,000,000 ijo desu, okay? So the things you must learn are more than 10,000. There's a ton of them. And this is an important thing. A lot of people want to rush. They want to rush learning because they can't wait to speak Japanese. If you rush, you might learn it bad, but honestly, this is not... I kind of just came up with these on the fly, honestly, about a half hour ago. So who am I? You don't even know who I am. I mean, yeah, I wrote some Japanese books, and yeah, I speak Japanese, and I did live in Japan for a long time, but that was before you were born, maybe. Come on, that was like... You guys, if you're 13, it was definitely before you were born when I lived in Japan. So you can't trust me. Matter of fact, you know what? Don't trust any teacher, even the guy that's teaching the class that you're in right now. He might not know it properly. You can trust him, I'm just kidding. But you can take things with a grain of salt. Any book that you get, as a matter of fact, when you're learning Japanese, is basically an author's opinion. Even my books are opinions. Did you know that in our books, we teach you how to say cold water? Now, this is a weird thing. I'm just randomly remembering this thing. But we teach it as tsumetai mizu. Tsumetai mizu, which is literally an adjective in front of, cold and then water, okay? But one of my longtime students said, George, I went to Japan. You didn't teach me ohiya. You know what? I never even used that word when I was in Japan, so it wasn't in the book. So the guy that wrote that book didn't use that phrase, so it's not in the book. So sometimes you'll read books where that guy just didn't have that experience, so he didn't put it in there. So learn from multiple sources. I know this is weird because you're on the website or you're reading my book or you're watching my video and I'm telling you, hey, I'm not the only one, okay? Learn from a lot of places. Don't rush, okay? 時間をかけて急ぐなよ, okay? Take time and don't rush. All right. Make mistakes. In retrospect, I should have had a typo in this. You might have already found a typo in this PowerPoint, but I should have put a PowerPoint typo right here. All right, but make mistakes. 失敗をしろ. 失敗. Mistake. Make mistakes. Why? The number one reason you won't learn Japanese is because you're too afraid to speak it. You're frightened that you're going to make a mistake, so you never talk. Okay? I just actually got asked this in the chat room, and someone said, well, what do you do when you're afraid to make mistakes? And I said, I don't. But it doesn't mean I don't make mistakes. It means I don't get afraid to make mistakes. Okay? Another thing that I don't even have in the PowerPoint. When you start speaking Japanese, you kind of have to become an actor or an actress. You have to act Japanese in a way. And it's awkward at first because you feel... It's like it's a whole different voice that you're saying. Instead of saying like, hi, my name is George, you're like, konnichiwa, Joji tomoshimasu. And it sounds foreign and it's coming out of you and it's awkward. So a lot of people get very shy. But you know what? Don't. There's no way to not be shy, I get it, but don't. Don't, because there are years of totally awesome excitement. I'm 43. When I was 12 years old, I moved to Japan with my father, and I stayed there for 9 years. And I've been married now. After coming back from Japan, I got married to a Japanese woman, been married for 20 years, and I just watched Dragon Ball Z, or Zetto as they call it, for the first time. I never watched Dragon Ball Zetto. And I gotta tell you, even after speaking Japanese now, or knowing Japanese for more than 25 years, I still had a ton of fun watching Dragon Ball Zetto, Dragon Ball Z. Japanese don't say Z, they say Zetto in the alphabet, by the way. So if you say to a Japanese person, have you watched Dragon Ball Z? They won't know what that is. You have to say Dragon Ball Zetto. All right, anyway, totally unrelated. But I just watched that. I never really watched anime. So even though I'm 43 and I'm fluent in Japanese, I can now have years and years and years of fun watching anime if I decided to get into it. I did watch Death Note. Death Note, holy moly, was that amazing. That was a great... I say it's the best anime I ever watched, but it was the only anime I ever watched. All right. So a lot of times when you're learning Japanese, you get stuck. This happens to everybody. You feel like you're not moving forward is one. They feel like you reached a plateau and you're not getting better. You know what? That's not even what I'm talking about. That will happen, and it's the exact same advice. 困った時は先に進め。困った時は先に進め means when you are troubled, move forward. Now, generally this happens in the very beginning. Okay, in the very beginning you're learning things, and because Japanese is so foreign, because when you speak English, you speak a certain order, you don't have these particles that Japanese have, you don't read hiragana yet, you don't know what the Chinese characters are, you didn't even realize until I just said it that there were different ways of writing Japanese, and you're like, oh my god, what do I do? Move forward. Move forward, always, never stop. It's kind of like, you know, when you're deep in it, when you're this close into Japanese, when you just start, it's like looking at a painting like this. You know, you're looking at it so close that you can see all the dots, but you don't know what it is. Sometimes you have to separate from that thing that you were studying and move on. And as you move on, this thing gets a little bit further away, and all of a sudden you can see it from far away. And you go, okay, I forget what they call that. There's a painting style where they do that, where everything's a dot. Okay. I forget the name of it. Somebody in the comments will post it. But it's just a bunch of dots when you're up close, and when you back away is the only time you can actually understand it. That's the same thing. So, especially with our series, the way we do it is we'll teach a concept, okay? And then we base the next lesson on an expansion of that concept. So even if you don't get it, there's a lot of repetition, there's a bunch of sentences that will come up later on that will help you. There's two things when you learn grammar. Two things, okay? One, there's the initial explanation of grammar. If that confuses you, the thing that will save you is looking at the examples. Example after example after example. And I promise you, we have a lot of examples, and I promise you that even if you don't get it in that lesson, or if you forget it, you'll get it in the next lesson over time, all right? That is it for the welcome lesson. I really sincerely welcome you to Japanese. I promise you that it is life-changing, and I hope that in 4 or 5 years, if I'm still alive, you will message me and say, hey, that video really helped, and hey, I'm fluent in Japanese now. All right, I'll see you all in the next lesson, which is pronunciation. Bye.
I like this guy. I think this playlist is great.
Hello and welcome to Japanese from Zero. I am George Trombley.
Shut up, YouTube.
And today we are going to talk about, for those of you that are using our books or using our online course, I'm just going to review what this lesson is on pronunciation, which by the way in Japanese is hatsuon. Hatsuon. Okay? Hatsuon means pronunciation, and the good news about Japanese is Japanese pronunciation is so easy. It's really, really easy compared to Chinese, which I am studying, and compared to Korean, which totally kicked my butt initially. But Japanese, based off of 5 sounds. There's only 5 sounds in Japanese. It's pretty crazy. Let's look at the first set. I say first set, but I just said there's only 5. These are literally the sounds that Japanese has made up. I feel like my hair is in my face. Yeah, it looks good. I look pretty good, Trombley. That's my last name, by the way. All right. Here's the sounds. A, I, U, E, O. Repeat after the bell. Bing! A, I, U, E, O. A, I, U, E, O. Now, I know it's a little bit weird because it says A, I, U, E, O. That's a little bit weird, right? But trust me, anytime you see an A, it's pronounced A. Only A. Anytime you see an I, it's pronounced E. And every time you see an E, it's pronounced E. So A, I, U, E, O is how it's pronounced. Always. It's not hard to get used to. You'll get used to it. And the good news is that's all you got to learn. Because every other sound in Japanese, and there's only like 105. Imagine that. The entire language only has like 105 sounds. So, when you see K's in front of things, ka, ki, ku, ke, ko. Ka, ki, ku, ke, ko. So easy. It's so easy. Okay? What about, okay, this is a little bit, trick. A little bit tricky here. I like to trick you guys a little bit. What if I put, instead of K's, I put P's? Pa, pi, pu, pe, po. Done. Done. Those are basically it. There are 105 total, so you're going to have sa, shi, su, se, so. You're going to have da, di, du, de, do, ta, chi, tsu, te, to. But that's all there is to it. Now, in the first lesson coming up, we're not there yet. We're still in the pre-lessons. This is pre-lesson A, where we're learning how to say things. But this lesson, we're not learning how to read yet. We're just understanding some concepts in Japanese. So let's look at this. What is this? This TO sound, right? Now, if you're paying attention, were you paying? Dude, get off your phone. Oh, I'm trying to teach you something. Come on, man. Come on, get off your phone for just a second. I can't even believe that they would let you have the phone where you are right now. Where are you? I don't know. But anyway, TO, your entire life, no matter how young you are, has been, or how old you are, has been 2. TO is 2. I'm going to school. So when you see TO, you're going to think, oh, okay, it's 2. But it's not. In Japanese, it's to. So you're going to have to fight over, years of learning that TO is not 2, it's going to be to. So why don't you just erase it? Why don't you learn the hiragana for it? And I'm just trying to convince you that you need to learn hiragana, but I'm pretty sure you guys already have decided you're going to learn it, okay, if you're using this book series, because we teach it progressively, okay? But this is the symbol for to. So you don't have to fight your brain's instinct to say 2. So learning hiragana will 100% increase your pronunciation skill, all right? So we'll learn more about that in lesson 1, though. All right, let's look at what you have to know to learn Japanese. What are the writing systems? There are 3. There's 4. If you count what they call romaji. Romaji, we're not going to talk about that right now, except for to say that that is this. That's when TO represents to. This is romaji. You already know romaji, you just don't know some of the things about romaji. We'll learn a little bit about it today. All right. The first system that the Japanese children in Japan learn is hiragana. Hiragana doesn't mean anything. Well, it does mean something, but it's not important to know it. But this is a phonetic system. That means that it's just sounds. Each of the characters don't have meaning to them, okay? So it's ra, ga, na. Hiragana. That's all you need to know, okay? All Japanese words can be written in hiragana. And all children first learn hiragana, and all books, if you see, there's even some comic books back here, but these comic books will be written, if they're for very, very young children, they'll be written in hiragana. And even if they have the more complicated script, which we're going to learn about in a second, they'll have hiragana on top of that to help them read it. There's about 105 combinations that you can use to make these. There's only like 46 standard hiragana, which you can learn very quickly, okay? Matter of fact, we're going to learn it in just 9 lessons in this book, or in this course that you're on. All right, the next one is katakana. Now, katakana is a special system that has all of the sounds that hiragana has and a little bit more, because it's used for foreign origin words, like my name. My name is George, but you can't write George in Japanese, so they write it in katakana to say, hey, this is not a Japanese word. So my name in katakana is Joji, okay? And your name, if you're not from Japan and you weren't given a name from Japan, your name will be written in katakana. Your country name, unless you're Chinese, unless you're Korean, most countries do not have a kanji for their name. They are just kanji, by the way. Sorry, let me explain what that is. Kanji is Chinese characters, okay? That is that when Japan, a long time ago, way back, before they had any written language, they had a language called, I think it was called Wago, okay? Wago was the Japanese language before it was the Japanese language. And then they needed a writing system. They didn't have a writing system, so Chinese got introduced into Japan, and that's what that is. These Chinese characters are those characters. More about that later, okay? But those are the really complicated looking ones, okay? All right, so anything that is outside of Japan, katakana. Like even like bottle. Bottle, they have a word for bottle in Japanese, it's bin, but they wouldn't say bin for a plastic bottle, they would say botoru. And that word comes from English. So therefore, that borrowed word from English would be written in katakana. But the water inside of it, which is mizu, can be written in hiragana and kanji because it has a special Chinese character for it. All right. Now let's talk about how we're going to accomplish learning hiragana in the first 9 lessons. We're going to use a progressive system where we will learn 5 characters in the first lesson. A, I, U, E, O are the only letters you're going to learn at the end of lesson 1, after you've learned some easy sentence structure, okay? Then, this word, which right now is written all 100% in Romaji, Romanization, okay? Literally Rome letters, okay? In the alphabet, it's okasan, okasan. Okasan means mother, okay? But when we have learned a, I, U, E, O, it will look like this in the next lesson. O-ka-a-san. Okay? O-ka-a-san. All right. I think I have the exact same slide. No, I do not. It is a little bit different. After the next 2 lessons, it will look like this. Oka-san. Only the end part, which we learned at the very end for some reason. Probably could put that up front, but I didn't because we're learning in the order of Japanese people. All right? So that's what we're going to do. And after 9 or 10 lessons, you will literally know all of the hiragana. And then we'll repeat it in course 2 with katakana, and in course 3 we start learning kanji the exact same way. All right, now let's talk about 2 things, the last 2 things you have to worry about when you learn Japanese, and that is double vowels. So Japanese has a way, what's a vowel? Oh, did someone... Come on, man. Jeff, you didn't know what a vowel... You know what? We all come from different parts in our life. Maybe you didn't know what a vowel was. A vowel is an A, an I, a U, an E, or a O. And in English, I guess it can be a Y, but that doesn't matter. In Japanese, that Y never counts. Okay, so if you have a double vowel, for example, in that word we just did, okasan, there is an A, which is doubled, right? All that means is we lengthen the sound. Okasan. Okasan. That means mother. If you didn't say the double sound in Japanese, okasan, that means Mr. Oka. You might say to somebody, hey, is Okasan here? And they go, no. And they're, what? But she's right there. No, that's Okasan, not Okasan. All right? So it's very important that you lengthen when you have to. And the way that they lengthen is with that double vowel. If you say it wrong, you might say something different. It's not like the movies where like you dishonor someone's family because... I had a urge to drink right now. It's not like the movies where you can upset somebody and be like, why would you say that about my mother? It's not like Chinese, I don't know, actually I don't know enough Chinese to say this, but they always give this crazy example when you learn Chinese where one thing means pig and the other one means mother, and it's like, what? Did you call my mother a pig? That doesn't happen in Japanese. You're just going to say Mr. Oka instead of Okasan. All right. Or Mrs. Oka, theoretically. What if your mother's last name is Oka? Well, then you're in luck. Maybe you can get away with not lengthening it. All right, let's get another one. Iye. Iye. This means no in Japanese. Iye. Iye. But if I shortened it and I didn't have that double sound, it would be iye. Iye. And that means house. So that would be awkward. You say, hey, do you want to eat ice cream? House. 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 No, you gotta lengthen it. Yeah. All right. Oji-san. Oji-san. Now this has 2 meanings. It can mean old man, like an older man, fairly older man, or it can be your grandfather. That's okay, right? Like they both mean the same thing, even when they're both long. Oji-san means grandfather, and it means an older man. But if you shorten it, Oji-san, it means uncle or a not so older man, but just like a kind of an uncle style age, right? So let's say you're talking to a guy and you say, oh, look at that man over there. You can literally just say, Oji-san. There's an Oji-san over there. You know, it's not a bad thing. But if you said there's an Oji-san over there and you lengthen it when you shouldn't, you just called him an old man and he might bust out his samurai sword. Oh God, I can't believe I said that. Oh, I feel sick inside. Because they don't have samurai swords in Japan like that. They do have samurai swords, but they're not walking around with them on the street. All right. Final thing. Sorry, I didn't mean to go so long. Gosh, you guys. All right. Double consonants. So we had double vowels, which is like ah, e, u, e, o. Now there's double consonants, and it can be it can be some of these, but there's even more. But it can be like a double T or a double K or a double B. And when you have this, you have to say it properly. So let's look at it. For example, there's a city in Japan called Beppu. It's not Beppu. It's Beppu. And the way this works is there's a little pause, like a little blank spot right before the P sound in this word. It's Beppu. Beppu. Okay, not Beppu. Beppu, by the way, has amazing hot springs. Like, it's super famous for hot springs. And they have you can go and get buried in sand by an old lady. They have this old ladies will bury you in like hot sand that's heated up by the volcanic water. I don't know. There's like some way that, I don't know if it's, I don't know. But you can get buried in sand. It's pretty sweet. You can also do a mud bath. A mud bath, which I've never done. But the sand bath, that was so awesome. And when you eat ice cream after the sand bath, amazing. All right, so it's Beppu, right? Let's look at another one. This is a little bit of a complicated word. Bukka, bukka, ka, right? A little pause and a slight up sound, like a little bit stronger sound. Bukka. Bukka means the cost of living. I know if you're young, you don't know what that means, but for example, bread and how much it costs to have a house and clothing, that's the cost of living. So for example, America has a fairly high cost of living, but not as high as, for example, England, and not as low as, for example, Korea. So it costs more money to live in a country that has a high bukka. But if you didn't say the double sound, now you're saying a subordinate. That means someone that's lower than you. Bukka. Like one of my staff is my bukka. All right? So bukka versus bukka is a different sound. So you have to be careful. And I think I have one more. This is a good one. This is like a coffee shop. Kissaten. Kissa for short. Kissaten. 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 Right? So the sa is important. Kissa, don't know. Kissa, oh, I looked it up. It was something weird. Give me a second. I'm going to look it up again. There is a great dictionary that I want to recommend to you while we're doing this. It's jisho.org. JISHO.org. And we're going to look up what kissa, the 10 part means store, so let's just look up what kissa means. It meant something really weird. It means blood clam. So if you said kissa-ten, now they're going to understand you because that word is very common. But if you said kissa, when you meant to say kissa, well, you're saying blood clam. Whatever that is, I have no idea. All right, that is it. That is the lesson on pronunciation.
Hey everybody, it's George Trombley with
Shut up, YouTube.
Japanese from Zero, and guess what? This is an update.
Wait, he got older. It's an update.
To the video you just watched, because it has been 7 years since the original pronunciation video. A lot has changed. The book a long time ago used to look like this. This was a very long time ago. And now, currently in the year 2023, it looks like this. We are at the November mark of year 2023. We're almost at 2024. And for this month, let me show you one. If you're watching the older, let's talk about the thing. If you have an older version of the book, let's talk about the vowel sounds. Japanese only has 5, as we discussed in the original video. It's a, I, u, e, o. And everything will be based on these 5 sounds. Let's look at some words that we can already make with just these 5 sounds in Japanese. I. This, believe it or not, is a word. It means stomach. There's another way to say stomach. It's onaka, but I also works. E. So many short words. This means a picture or a painting or a drawing. Not a photograph, but like something that you've drawn or painted. A painting. Ai. Japanese puts these together, a and I, and kind of blends them.
Ai.
Ai. Ai. Not I. Ai.
Ai.
Love. And ue. Ue. It means up. Or above. And oi. Oi. This is a nephew. Japanese also does something that English does not do. It has double vowels. Double vowels must be lengthened. When you're speaking Japanese, every symbol in the word, which you will learn very soon, called hiragana, must take up a space of time. I'll show you what that means in a second. So for example, a. We're not going to say what it means. It means, oh, we're going to say what it means. It means, oh, okay. But if we lengthen it, imagine 2 boxes, and an These are the symbols that you're going to learn very soon. And okay? And that means I see. Okay, you know what? I forgot we were going to have definitions, but is O and is, oh, I see. I. We already learned that that means stomach. Now watch what happens when it's lengthened. E. It means good. E. But if you want to say something's good and you accidentally say I, they might not understand you. Japanese people are tuned to these lengthened sounds, so you've got to get tuned to them as well. E. Now this is the second time seeing this word. I wonder, do you remember what it is? A picture, a painting, or a drawing. Okay? Look at the picture that I drew would be e. But what is e? Means yes. It's a way to say yes. There's other ways. It's a confirmation. That you're hearing what they said. Yes. So we've only looked at the raw vowel sounds a, I, u, e, o. And remember when I said that all Japanese sounds are going to be based on these vowels? Here's an example, okay? We're going to look at ka, ki, ku, ke, ko. Notice there's still a, I, u, e, o in them. Now, in Japanese, unlike English, we couldn't just add a K in front of the A symbol to make ka. There is an actual symbol for any sound that you say in Japanese. So there will be sa, shi, su, se, so, ta, chi, tsu, te, to. Every sound will just be a unique individual character that you will begin learning. If you're in the new book, you will begin learning it in this very lesson.
Also in English, they say ko, k, q. They don't. In Japanese, it's straight like Spanish. Ka, ki, ku, ke, ko. In English, they mold the vowel. Something. Ko.
If you're in a previous book, You'll also start learning hiragana in lesson 1. However, that will be after the pre-lessons. The older books had pre-lessons, A, B, C, D, E, and the newer book doesn't. It just starts with 1, and we start learning hiragana right away. That's the key difference. Don't feel like you have to go out and buy a new book. You'll still be okay. If you just do the videos in order with your book, you will be fine. And by the way, I'm not saying you have to have the book. I'm saying if you have the book, you could just watch these videos. All right, let's look at some words that use ka, ki, ku, ke, ko. Ka. Another single symbol word. Ka. It means mosquito. Ki. Ki means tree. We're already learning words. Isn't this exciting? I'm excited. Kiku. Kiku. This means to listen. Kaku. Kaku. To write. And kako. Kako. The past. Let me warn you a little bit right now. Don't worry about the verbs right now. Just because we introduced the word here, all of these words that we just showed you here in this lesson, you don't need.
The past also is sa. Kako and sa.
If you remember them, that's fantastic. But we will not be using them yet. It's just to show you how the pronunciation works. Okay, moving on. So we had double vowels where vowels got elongated. Now we've got this thing called a double consonant. Let me show you what that is. So we had the word past, and it means kako. But if we do the Japanese double consonant, which is done with this symbol right here that you don't have to remember yet, you'll learn that
small tsu, chisai tsu.
About your 4th hiragana lesson in, it doubles this particular character after it. But until we know hiragana, we're going to represent these with just actual double consonants. When you see double consonants in a row, you put a little space before it and put extra emphasis on it. So it's kakko. Kakko. Do you hear the space? Kakko. A long time ago when I was making sounds for the original...
Basically that's a tsu, but it's smaller. And it prolongs the next letter.
Website, the person doing our Japanese voice would record the sound and I would edit it. And when I looked at it, I could see a physical space in between these sounds. Ka, ko. But just the space alone doesn't do it. You put a little bit of emphasis on the double consonant. Kakko. Kakko. This means parentheses. So these are completely different. And just like with double vowels, Japanese are very sensitive to these double consonants. If you mess it up, if you don't say it properly, you can make a mistake and say a completely different word. Not like those movies where, you disgrace their entire family and you've got to get deported from Japan because of it. Nothing like that. But you will not be understood if you don't learn these very well. Don't let it panic you, but it's a very important thing that you need to know. Let's do a couple more examples. Kaki. Kaki. This means persimmon. Let me know in the comments if you've ever eaten a persimmon. I think I have. Is it the one?
What's a persimmon? Oh. What is that? Tomato? Persimmon. Think I've eaten one of these. It does not taste good. It's Japanese, huh?
The little seeds? I'm not exactly sure. Kaki. Kaki. Kaki means high energy. High energy. Let me know if you had a lot of high energy while you were eating the persimmon. Just let me know in the comments. And one more. Kiku. Now we learned that kiku means what? To listen. You don't have to remember that. I'm just checking to see if you were listening. Kiku, to listen. Okay? But what is kiku? If you said kiku, it would mean kick. This is an English borrowed word. There's going to be a bunch of them in Japanese. You cannot avoid them. If you try to only speak the original Japanese words, you will be in trouble. There are a lot of words that don't exist in the native Japanese language. You have to use the English borrowed word. Kiku is one of them in soccer, for example. You could say keri, that word does exist, but you will hear kiku to mean kick. If you say kiku, they're going to hear to listen. If you say kiku, they're going to hear kick. Pay attention to those sounds. They will get easier over time, I promise. All right. Now, this is new to this version of the book. Un. We teach un. This is the un sound. Notice I'm saying with I'm not saying n. I'm saying un. This un sound, we never really explained in the original version of the book, but in the newest version, we do. But I'm going to give it to you right here. Un. Okay? So let's look at it. Here we actually have the word with a U and an N. Remember before I said that when you're saying a Japanese word, for each symbol, you have this sound box. It's not a syllable like English. So for example, if I say in English, I would clap once for a syllable. But in Japanese, it's counted 2 spaces. This is an informal way to say yes. But if we were doing a haiku poem, which is 5, 7, 5 syllables, in Japanese, if we had this word it would count as 2. Just keep that in mind if you're ever going to write haiku. Hong. Now notice it's in the back of my mouth. Hong. Not hun. Japanese only has hong. And hong means book. All right, one more. Kong. This means dark blue. Kong.
So
Kong.
The tongue, the ni is not on the front of the tongue, but behind. Ni, hon, kon. Not this. Not the front of the tongue, but behind. Kon.
It's not cone. Cone. Kon. Kinko. Notice kinko. And this means a safe for like your valuables. A safe. Denki. This is electricity, or commonly also used to say a light. Denki. And the final one with 2 uns. Anshin. It means to be at ease, anshin, or to be relieved or have relief. All right, are you ready for a semi-quiz and practice? Here we go. The quiz part is everybody here should already know what this first picture is. How do you say picture or painting in Japanese?
Looks like a ninja running, by the way.
How do you say the Japanese money? What is the Japanese money?
Yen.
I heard someone say yen. Y-E-N. It's not yen. I'm sorry. I know that's weird. You're like, wait a minute. It's yen. No, it is not. In Japanese, it's en.
It's en. Not yen.
Okay? En. Very simple, right?
But not en with the...
Japanese money is en. Hear the N at the end? En. All right, let's see how good you are at double consonants now. All right, so this car going down or going up this slope, what is a slope in Japanese? I don't expect you to know this. It's like the 3rd video you're watching. It's saka. But what if I put a double consonant on the ka? By the way, you wouldn't normally start a word with a double consonant. It's going to be somewhere in the middle or at the end. So how would you say, let me see if you can do it. Imagine this was S-A-K-K-A. How would you say it? Don't be shy. I want you to say it out loud, because if you don't say it out loud, you'll lie to yourself and go, yeah, that's what I was thinking. I don't want you to do that. That's what everyone does. Don't do it. Don't trick yourself. In all of these videos, even if I don't say it, when I ask you what something is, please say it out loud. Like, close your door. Don't be embarrassed. Just say it out loud to really make sure you're making the connection to your mouth from what you know in your head.
I'm not embarrassed.
How do you say what this guy is? And by the way, he's a writer. He's a writer. He's like a book author. Sakka. 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 Little pause.
It's the same, but you put the chi side tsu in the middle. So it prolongs the next.
And emphasis on the ka. All right, one more quiz. Oba-san. Oba-san. When we've got the double vowels, we must lengthen it. Oba-san. It means grandmother or old lady. It can mean both. Oba-san. But what if it's Oba-san? Oba-san.
Lazy.
It's just a middle-aged woman. Not so old now. An aunt. Now, you can call somebody by this name. You can, excuse me, old lady. You can say, sumimasen, oba-san. You could say that. But if you say that to an oba-san and you accidentally lengthen it to oba-san, you're going to offend her. So be careful. Okay? Now, listen. Don't get overwhelmed. This is going to be second nature to you before you realize it. But you've got to get good at it. The lengthening of the vowels and the double consonants and this un sound are very important to sounding good in Japanese. And you're going to have a hard time initially hearing it. You're going to not, is it lengthened? Was it a double consonant? You're not going to hear it. It's a very similar thing for Japanese people. They, for the life of them, can't hear the difference between L and R. It's a very famous meme that L and R is not understood by Japanese people. And I have a friend that once told me she couldn't tell the difference between the word crowded and cloudy. To her brain, it sounded like the same word. But over time, just like they can get better in English and learn those differences, you too will learn these differences. All right, guys, please check out FromZero.com. The first few lessons are absolutely free, so you can create a free.
So,
hello and welcome to Japanese from Zero today.
So, we're doing this playlist. How many videos does it have? 153. So if we do like 2 videos a day, about, or maybe 3, 4, depends on the day and the energy we have, we're going to finish it in 75 days.
Hello and welcome to Japanese.
A little more over than 2 months, which is very good. If we do 3 videos in 50 days, so it's good.
He's from Zero today.
I think we watch this video and then we move on to visual kanji. Okay.
Today we are going to be talking about counting in Japanese, which is extremely important. There are numbers that you use every day in your life, and when you want to know how to say months and years and days of the month, you're going to need to know numbers in Japanese, and of course time. But today we're just going to talk about the basic numbers that you need to know Japanese. So I imagine you have already looked at the lesson, but this is a video that sort of helps you. All right, so today we're going to talk in this video only about counting 1 to 99. All right, first thing I want to talk about though is this really simple fact that Eigo yori kantan desu. I want to say that Japanese counting is much easier until a certain number. It's much easier than the English system because in English we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But then we have another set of unique numbers, 11, 12, 13, 14. These are unique numbers. And then when we do our 20, 30, 40, 50, it's another set of unique numbers that you have to learn in order to be able to know those numbers. Whereas Japanese is just 10 numbers, and those 10 numbers can get you all the way to 99. And then if we have
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, kyo, jo.
add a couple more words, we can go all the way to 9,999 very logically. So without delay, let's just look at the numbers. Please review them in the lesson. This is just a to make sure we know what they are, let's go ahead and go through them. First one is ichi, ichi, ni, ni, san, san.
The ni looks like a knee. Can you see it?
The Japanese N sound is kind of not a hard N. Like if you know any Korean, you'll know that the N is like, they have two versions of it. Well, this is like they don't have that in Japanese. They have like one version, and it goes kind of in the back of your mouth. It's like an N, almost like an NG sound. Okay, so sang. It is an N, but it's kind of in the back of your throat. So sang. All right. Shi. Ichi, ni, san, shi.
It's not she. It's yon.
Okay, so she is in yellow because there's two different versions, okay? There's two different versions of 4. We'll talk about that in a second. Go.
It's yon, it's not she.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. Now you'll notice that my R is not roku, ro. It's not ro. It's more like a RD sound, you know? La-di-do-de-do. La-di-do-de-do. Your tongue kind of hits the top of your mouth right there when you go la-di-do-de-do. So it's roku. Roku. It's almost like the beginning of a rolling R, but it's not roku. Roku. It's roku. Shichi.
It's not
shichi.
It's not shichi. It's nana.
Now, some Japanese people, you will hear them say hichi. It's like an HI sound, but it's the same number, okay? Shichi, shichi, hichi, okay? Depending on who you talk to, it's going to sound like an HI, but it is, for you, always should be shichi, shichi, all right? Hachi, hachi, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ku. So ku also and shichi also, I forgot to mention, have two different versions, which we will talk about in a second. And the final, and probably one of the most important ones in this lesson, is ju. Ju means 10. So let's just review. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Typically, when Japanese people count from 1 to 10, they will say these, even though there are the two versions, they will say these versions. It's very typical that they'll say these versions. But I want you to try something with your Japanese friends. If you have Hello Talk, which is an app where you can talk to Japanese people, and there's other apps that have probably been invented since then. I mean, this video will be going on for years. Whatever app that you use or whatever method that you use, or if you know a Japanese person, I want you to ask them to do you a favor and tell them, hey, I'm learning Japanese and I want to know how to count from 1 to 10. Can you count from 1 to 10? And they're going to go probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, unless they overthink it. But then this is the fun part. When they say it backwards, they're going to say it differently. This is a weird thing I found out a long time ago. When you ask Japanese people to count backwards, they don't say it this way. They'll say something like ju. Let's say that they said it the second version, they won't say the same version backwards. That's all I want you to know. I'm not going to give it to you right now. I don't want to ruin the fun. So when you have a Japanese person, ask them to count forwards and then count backwards. And they'll do it without thinking and then say, why did you change the numbers? And they won't know. All right, so let's look at these multiple versions. We'll start with 4. So 4 has shi and yon. Shi and yon. So they both mean 4, but depending on the circumstance, you're going to use one or the other. Sometimes you can only use a certain version, and sometimes you can use either version. But don't worry about that right now. Don't go on Wikipedia and spend all your time doing it. Just know that there's 2 different versions. All right. Over time, you'll know when to use them. Then we have shichi and nana. Now I know that nana is easier to say, okay, but you need to know both. Shichi, nana. Now some people might say, hey, can I just learn one version, the easy version that I know, and only use that version? You could. But then when someone else says the other version, you won't understand it, so you have to learn it. And 9 can be ku or q. Now, why are there different versions? Over history, Japan has had a long history where at one point they were just a spoken language, and then a lot of Chinese influence came in, and at that time the there was a language called, there's a dialect still in China called the Wu dialect of Chinese. Just like there's Mandarin and Cantonese, there's Wu. And I think about 50 million people still speak Wu dialect. Well, Wu dialect of Chinese came into Japan, and that added a whole bunch of stuff. That's when kanji got used. That's when all of the writing system started in Japan. It was all these Chinese characters that came in. And those Chinese characters had different readings, and therefore the numbers that the Japanese people already were using didn't match, of course. So they ended up having, the kanji themselves had names, and that's, I didn't mean to get into this, but it's kind of fascinating. Anyway, just need to know, all you need to really know here is that when writing was introduced into Japan, that's when there became multiple versions of the numbers. That's one way to think about it. Another way to think about it is, and I don't have the PowerPoint to show you, but you can watch other videos where I talk about it. The number 4, which is shi, can also mean death. It's written with a different kanji. So one word is death and one word is the number 4, and that's maybe one way why, that's another reason that people will say why there's a different version. So she means death or she means 4. By the way, that makes 4 an unlucky number in Japan, and a lot of people will not like to have a room that ends with the number 4 or a house that ends with the number 4. And I believe, if I'm correct, a lot of buildings do not have a 4th floor. They just skip it and go right to 5. You can confirm that in the comments down below. All right, number 7. I don't know why there would be another version of 7, but I will say this. When you arrive, when you say time, okay, you're supposed to say 7 ji to say 7 o'clock. However, stewardess will break this rule. You can only use chi typically when you're saying 7 o'clock. You can only use it. You don't say nana ji. Ji means o'clock. But stewardess do when you arrive from an international flight, because when you hear 7ji, it might sound like 1ji, which is 1 o'clock. So they say nanaji. It's kind of a little fun fact. All right, 9. So 9, the kanji for ku can also mean the kanji for suffering, and therefore it's also a bad luck number. All right, now let's get to the fun part. 11 through 19, we don't have to learn anything else. Now remember, in English, you have to now learn 11, 12, 13, all of these weird, unrelated numbers to the first 10 numbers. So really we have like these, the first 20 numbers in English are completely unique. But in Japanese, you just add. You say 10, ju, and then you say ichi, juichi. Juichi is 11. Taking that same logic, juni, juni. All right, Ju-san. I think you might have figured that one out. Ju-san. Now let's get to some other numbers where I want to test you. Now remember, the numbers we're working with are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Your first goal should be able to count 1 to 10 like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. So let's look at your first pop quiz. What number is this? This is the year. When you turn this age in America, you can vote. I don't know about other countries, but in America, you can vote at age 18. What is this? That's probably annoying. It is 18. 18. All right. Now again, you'll learn later on that there are counters in Japanese, and when the counters are added, things change a little bit. But really, you still have to know the base number of 18. You would not say, I am 18. You wouldn't say it like that. You would say, I am another thing, but using 18 in it. All right? I don't want to go too far right now and confuse you. All right? Pop quiz number 2. What's this number? This is the, if you guys have ever played Super Mario Kart, very, very popular game, on the Nintendo 64, this was the amount of tracks that there were. There were 16 tracks that you could ride on in Super Mario Kart 64. Okay? What is this number? It is 16. 16. Just add the 10 and the 6. 16. All right? Next pop quiz. 14. This is the atomic number for silicon. Look, I had to find something. I mean, atomic numbers seemed like it made sense. I mean, silicon's important. You guys are watching video on a computer that without silicon would not be possible. Okay, unless
unless you're watching this after the quantum computers have come out, which I imagine then there'll probably be no silicon in there. I don't know how that works. Oh, anyway, I'm sorry, I got confused. I forgot what we were doing. This number is Okay, now, I didn't give you the answer yet, but I did hear some people say jushi, and I heard some people say ju-yong, because there is two versions, and both are correct. You can say ju-yong, and you can say jushi. Both are fine. Sometimes, though, you can only say ju-yong, and we'll find out when. All right, next one. This is the number 17, and of course, I'm sure you already know, there's a little bit of some text down here. It is, counting is easy. All it takes is some practice. You can count on it. That's a haiku. Haikus are 5, 7, and 5 syllables. It's a type of Japanese poem. And altogether, of course, you already figured it out. There are 17 syllables in your typical haiku poem. All right, so this in Japanese, I heard some multiple answers. You've got ju. Oh, if I would have corrected my PowerPoint, which I will do right now, I am embarrassed. Let me fix this right now so there's no confusion. Help me out in the back there. What's the first one starting with an N? It's ju-nana. Ju-nana, right. And it can also be shichi. All right, it can be both. Let's go back to our PowerPoint. All right, so it can be ju-nana or ju-shichi. Both are correct most of the time. Sometimes you have to use one.
I thought it was Juni.
One over the other.
My heart felt.
All right, let's look at the next one before we move on to bigger numbers. All right, so this is 19. 19 is Indiana's the 19th state in America. Kind of, if you live in Australia, that's a piece of useless information. Matter of fact, if you live in America, that is a piece of useless information. Unless you live in Indiana and it's on a test, which I hope someone watches this like on a Monday and Tuesday they have a test on the states and this helps them. The number is, you guessed it, it could be two different things. It's Ju-Q or Ju-Ku. Ju-Q or Ju-Ku. All right, now the next set of numbers. Just as easy. We don't have to learn any more numbers. In English, though, when we wanted to say 20, we have to learn this new number 20 and 30 and 40 and 50. But Japanese, just like we added a number to 10, now we're going to add a number before 10, and we're going to get bigger numbers. So we have ju, we know is the base, right? The start of everything is ju, 10. And niju, 2 tens. Yay! Easy. 2 tens. Niju. Okay? Sanju. 30. Sanju. Yonju. Yonju is 40. It can never, ever, ever, ever be shiju. This is a case where you cannot use shi, even though we learned ichi, ni, san, shi. And you could have said, by the way, ichi, ni, san, yon. Some people do, but I think most say san, shi. All right? But when you say 40, you must say yonju. 50, goju. Rokuju. Nanaju. You cannot say shichiju. Matter of fact, I think you will break your tongue if you try. Try it. Shichiju. I think I sprained it. Shichiju. Not good. Can't use shichiju. Has to be nanaju. Nanaju. All right. Nanaju. Okay. And 80. Hachiju. Hachiju. And 90 can only be kyuju. Cannot be kuju. Could you please tell me your name? That's a racist joke, but that's how they say it. That's how they sound. Most Japanese people don't have a good accent. This is not racist, is kind of the truth, because Japanese has these very limited sounds they can use, so they're like a, I, u, e, o sounds, and it's unfortunate. And that's how I remembered you can't say kuju. Not really. I'm just trying to fill up some time. All right, let's go on. Let's do pop quiz time. What is this number? Ow. Oh, you know what? In Japanese, there's a saying. What just happened? I hurt myself. That is called bachi ga ataru, which means what goes around comes around. Bachi ga ataru. Look that up later on. All right, what number is this? It's 8 tens. You just say 8, which we know is hachi, and 10, which is ju. Hachiju. Next one. Sanju. Oh, I gave it to you way too quick. I'm so sorry. Sanju. I'm very sorry. Sanju. 30. And final one. Okay. Someone said shiju. It's wrong. Nanaju. Remember, your nana is 70. Some people call their grandmother nana. I don't know. Or nana. I called mine nana. But this is nana, not nana. Nana. Nanaju. All right. I thought that was the final one. I lied. 40 is. Can it be shiju? No, it can't be shiju. It's yonju. All right, here's the final step of this video. Thank you for not falling asleep, and thank you for continuing to watch. Now we're going to combine what we know to do the up to 99. And the way you do up to 99 is you just do what you just did. How many tens are there? And then the number following it. It's very, very easy. It's like Roman numerals almost, but easier. So if we want to say 22, it's ni, ju, ni. Ni, ju, ni. 2 tens and a 2. Ni, ju, ni. You want to say 33? Sanju-san. A 3, a 10, and a 3. 33. And 55? Gojugo. All right. Now, pop quiz time. 44. This is the 44th president. Obama is the 44th president of the United States. And if you see this big word, I don't know if you can see it down there. I'm going to try to read it. It is
When was this? 8 years ago, 2016.
Tetracantachytetragon. Try that again. Tetracantachytetragon. That is a 44-sided polygon. 44-sided polygon. Polygon. So for example, a triangle is a 3-sided polygon, and a square is it's how many sides something has. And apparently there's a thing called a tetracantachytetragon, which has 44 sides, which is, how do you say that? Yonju-yon. Now, you could say yonju-shi, but it's weird. It's really weird. For this reason, most people say yonju-yon, because you cannot say shiju. You have to say yonju. It doesn't make sense to switch the version midway through in a number. So you would say yonju-yon. So almost everyone in Japan only says yonju-yon. They don't say yonju-shi, unless they're trying to be funny. But I don't think it's that funny. All right. Are you ready for the next one?
Give me.
This is 77, and there is a bank in Japan called 77 Bank. I don't know why it's called 77 Bank, but it's called 77 Bank. So what is this number?
Now,
if you remember the rule of 70, it can't be shiju. It cannot be shiju. It has to be nanaju.
7.
So you could say nanaju shichi if you wanted to, but that's weird. This should be nanaju nana. Nanaju nana. But even though you cannot say shichiju shichi, the name of this bank is Shichiju Shichi Ginko. Those jerks. They're trying to hurt you. They're trying to confuse you. This bank, for some reason, chose the other reading. It's Shichiju Shichi Ginko. Ginko means bank. All right. Let's move to the next one. This is a very famous road in America, up in the western states. At least I know that it's here. I don't know where it goes to, but I know it goes along the westerns, it goes through Arizona and all of those cool western states. Route 66. Japanese people, when they come here as tourists, they love to go on Route 66. There's songs about it. I don't know if the young people know about it as much, but the older people totally love this Route 66. And what is it? 66. 66. All right. 76. America got its Independence Day in 1776. So what is 76? We know it cannot be shiju. Wrong. It is 76. 76. All right, here's another one.
This movie's really awesome, by the way. Man, Jim Carrey can act. You would think, I mean, of course he can act, but he's a comedian, right? But in this particular movie, he's not being funny. But it's a good movie. I highly recommend it. The movie is called 23. It's called The Number 23. And it's really a good movie. I highly recommend it. And in Japanese, this is Niju-san. Niju-san. And the last one, 45. That's about how many minutes it took me to try to find a tetrachondrochitogran, blah, blah. I tried to find a picture of it because I wanted it for that page, and then I gave up and went with Obama as the 44th president. Turns out when you draw a tetrachondrochitogran, it looks like a circle anyway because there's so many sides. You have to get basically down to pentagram or pentagon until it looks like anything else. This number is 45. Thank you for watching, and look to part 2 to learn above 99.
I like this guy.
See you then. Bye-bye.
Okay, so we finish the playlist. For today we watched F3 basically. This one was introduction. Tomorrow we're going to do another 2, 3. Let's see. Now we do the visual kanji. Okay. So this is an introduction basically.
Konnichiwa, Williams Noriko desu. Hello, I'm Noriko Williams, the creator of Visual Kanji, a new video tutorial course on Japanese writing. The course is called Visual Kanji. Learn 1100 kanji and words that use them. It is a place where...
So, from this website, Visual Kanji, we're going to learn kanji using images, which is I think the best way to learn kanji, to remember the kanji. We're going to learn 1100 kanji and 7000 vocabulary that are related to those kanjis. So it's actually it will improve our vocabulary and also learn kanji at the same time. So I think it's a great
Japanese language learners can come to study kanji and vocab is
open to public. It's free. Anyone that wants to try it, I think is the best way to learn kanji. Mature learners at the intermediate level or above. I think I am intermediate. Now the kana, I know about 50 kanjis. I don't know. That is not mere memorization. It's not for memorization. Okay. Any study enthusiast.
It is not affiliated.
Yeah.
For this course of video tutorials, I had recreated by hand some 2000 images of ancient writing from photograph collections published in Japan. These powerful visual images will guide us through the story of each kanji.
Each kanji with their story.
How are the lessons structured? For 1100 kanji, there will be 28 lessons altogether. Each lesson has 40 kanji. Those 40 kanji are divided into 4 sections. Each section is discussed in a slide video of 10 to 12 minutes.
Okay.
What is the order of 1100 kanji we study? 2 principles are used. The first is according to origin, that is, by the real-life sources of the images, such as physical features, postures, habitats, nature, weapons, artifacts of life, and animals. The second principle is according to common components in kanji. The shapes in red on these tables, for instance, show the subgroups of common shapes. Now, let's take a quick look at what a video tutorial is like. First, my frame slide puts his thinking cap on. In an orange frame slide, the sources of the images come on. In a yellow frame slide, you will have a preview of 10 kanji grouped in common shape subgroups. Then your study of individual kanji begins. Each kanji is explained in 2 slides. The first slide is the connection between the origin and the present-day kanji. Under lesson and kanji numbers and kanji in kyokashotai or textbook style, you will see 3 types of ancient writing wherever available to us. Oracle bone style, kokojubun in brown, bronzeware style, kinbun in green, and ten style or official seal style, tenbun in red. And the paragraph of explanation follows. The slides are fully narrated. Let's listen.
The kanji choku. In oracle bone style, an eye had a straight line above it. In bronzeware style, a dot was seen on the straight line, and an additional line was added to emphasize the meaning of
to common shape material. To go
in this video is chokusetsu and directly is
along the grammar words in English and Japanese, like this.
To write the kanji choku, you write a short kanji ju or 10, the kanji me, and an angle underneath. The kanji choku means straight, at once, and directly. There are 2 kunyomi.
Okay, whatever, let's start. Lessons. Lesson 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Each lesson has 4 sections, so 4 videos of 10 minutes. So this lesson is going to take 40 minutes, 40 minutes, 40, 40, 40. 6, lesson 6, lesson 28. So 28. Each lesson 28. 1,120 minutes. How much in hours? 18 hours, 18.5 hours. Okay, easy. There is worksheet, there is word list. Okay, let's start the video. 4 videos. Okay, I think we do 1 video today, cause I have to close.
These are the kanji that will be discussed in this video. Let's begin our long journey of the kanji study. The first is the kanji moku, me. The 2 oracle bone style writings, shown in brown, had an eye in which a pupil and the white of an eye were shown in a sidelong way. It resembled how an eye looks on one's face. However, in ten style, shown in red, the eye was placed vertically. In general, ten style writings are longer in height than in width. The writing me meant eye or seeing. To write the kanji me, you write a vertical line on the left, a right angle, and 3 short horizontal lines. The kanji me means an eye, its function of seeing, order, as in the heading and classification and counting, and one's own experience. The kunyomi of me is in the phrase kowai me ni au, to have a scary experience, and another kunyomi ma is in manoatari ni suru, to see in one's own eyes. The onyomi moku is in chumok suru, to pay attention or note, and mokuteki, purpose. And
so it's read me, ma, moku, and hoku. Oh no, boku.
Another onyomi boku is in menboku o ushinau, to lose face. In our tutorial videos, ji denotes a goon, ke kangon, and an asterisk, other customary pronunciations.
Me, ma, moku, boku. Me means I, me. So mo, when read in this word, mo.
The kanji kan originated from the image of a hand above an eye. On a bright sunny day, you can see something in a distance better if you shade your eyes with your hand. It meant to look attentively at something in the distance. To write the kanji kan, you write a short katakana no, 2 horizontal lines, and a long katakana no before you.
To look out, to watch, to take care attentively. It's mi, miru, to see, miru, I, and this one, miru.
You write the kanji me.
Where is the images? I thought there would be images.
The kanji kan means to look out or to watch, and to take care of someone attentively. The kunyomi miru means to see or to take care. The onyomi kan is in words such as kangofu, female nurse, and kangosuru, to take care of a sick person.
Wait, I thought visual kanji would show us images.
The kanji sho, or se, in all 3 ancient writings shown here, oracle bone style, bronzeware style, and ten style, it was an eye with a plant above the eyebrow, possibly a priest in a religious rite blocking his own view with a plant, so that he may only listen to the voice of God. And the kanji also came to mean government ministry. To write the kanji kaeri miru, you write the middle, left, right, and a long katakana no touching the bottom of the first stroke. Below that, add the kanji me. The kanji sho means to emit, because of its shape of a view being blocked, to reflect or to examine carefully, and a government ministry. The 2 kunyomi are kaeri miru, to reflect on, and habuku, to emit. The onyomi sho are in gaimusho, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and shoryaku, omission, sho ene, energy saving.
I don't like
Another onyomi se is in hansei suru, to regret or to think back.
Maybe we need to find a different one. That's a tree and an eye. No, that's not a tree. Wait, is it a tree? No, it's not a tree.
The kanji so, in
no,
oracle.
A tree. Yes, it's a tree. Wait, yes, it's a tree. Tree and an eye.
Bone style, it had a tree and an eye. In bronzeware style, the tree and the eye were placed side by side. In ten style, it became a more regulated shape. An eye
Ki me
faces a tree, and the tree faces the eye in return. It meant facing each other. To write the kanji so, or ai, you write the bushu, kihen, and the kanji me. The kanji so means each other, mutual, a government minister, who is someone who watches matters closely in the government, and a phase, one seeing the current situation. The kunyomi ai is in aite, partner or opponent. The onyomi sho is in shusho, prime minister. Another onyomi so is in sodan, to talk something over with someone, and teso, palm reading. When one entertains a thought and idea in his heart, he is visualizing or imagining. It meant to imagine, visualize, or think.
Tree, eye, and heart.
The kanji so, visualize, or think.
A heart was added to tree facing each other. Entertaining a thought and idea in one's heart meant to imagine. Visualize, think. To imagine, visualize, think. Okay, tree, eye, and heart. To imagine, visualize, and think.
The kanji so means to think, imagine, visualize.
Kanji so. Omo. Omoi. Omou. Omo.
Kunyomi is omou, to think,
So.
visualize. Onyomi so is in riso, ideal, and yoso, expectation or forecast. Another onyomi so is in aisogai, to be sociable. The kanji hako, the top is the takekanmuri, bamboo, and the bottom is so, facing each other. When traveling, one bamboo basket was hung on both sides of a horse. Bamboo makes a lightweight basket that is convenient for going on a trip. To write the kanji hako, first tatekanmuri, which are two small katakana ke, and below that you write the kihen and the kanji me. This kanji means a box. The kunyomi hako is in honbako, bookcase. The onyomi so is not commonly used nowadays.
It's an eye, and I don't know.
The kanji choku. In oracle bone style, an eye had a straight line above it. In bronzeware style, a dot was seen on the straight line, and an additional line was added to emphasize the meaning of to straighten. It meant straight, to straighten. To write the kanji choku, you write a short kanji ju, or 10, the kanji me, and an angle underneath. The kanji choku means straight, at once, and directly. There are two kunyomi, sugu, right away, and tadachi ni, at once. The onyomi jiki is in shojiki, honest, and another onyomi choku makes up words such as chokusetsu, direct, and chokusen, straight line. The kanji shoku, or ueru. The left side is a kihen, tree, and the right side is choku, straight. It meant to plant a tree straight up. To write this kanji, you write a kihen on the left and the kanji choku on the right. This kanji means to plant. The kunyomi ueru means to plant, and ueki means garden plant or tree. The onyomi shoku is in shokubutsu, plant, and shokuminchi, colony. The kanji ne. The left side is a ninben, person, and the right side is choku, straight or direct. A person looked at something squarely to evaluate it. It meant value. To write this kanji, you write a ninben and the kanji choku. It means value or price.
Ninben.
The kunyomi atai means value. Another kunyomi ne is in nedan, price, and neage, price increase. The onyomi chi is in kachi, value. The kanji oku. The top of the kanji looks like an eye, but the ancient writing tells us that it was a net. In tensile, the top was a net to catch birds, and the bottom, choku, meant straight up. A net or basket was placed straight up to catch birds. From that it meant to leave, to place, or to lay. To write the kanji oku, you write a sideways eye and the kanji choku. The kanji oku means to place, leave, or lay. The kunyomi oku is in okiwasureru, to accidentally leave something behind. The onyomi chi is in ichi, meaning location or position. These are the kanji we have studied in this video.
Tree and I facing each other. I don't like this lesson. Maybe we did one today, but I think it's for a later on stage. Going to find another course showing the kanji with images. It's a good course for a later on stage. Okay, so we finish now. We're not going to do grammar because I have to go. We did 4 things. That's okay. I'm going to have to find another visual kanji. But yeah, thank you very much, whoever commented, whoever watched, whoever gave me feedback. Bye bye.